The call from your own number. It started with a single missed call. James glanced at his phone and frowned. The caller ID showed his own number. Probably a glitch, he thought, shoving the phone back into his pocket. But when it happened again an hour later, unease crept up his spine. By midnight, the calls were relentless. His phone vibrated on the nightstand, the screen glowing with his own name. He turned it off. Moments later, it buzzed to life again. This time, he answered. There was silence at first. Then a voice, hoarse and strained, whispered, "Don't go outside." James bolted upright. "Who is this?" Static crackled. Then the voice came again. It wasn't just similar. It was his voice. "They're waiting." The line went dead. His breath came fast. He checked the doors, making sure they were locked. Outside, the street was empty, the darkness stretching endlessly beyond the streetlights. The next morning, he tried to rationalize it. A prank, maybe. Some kind of spoofing scam. But the calls didn't stop, and worse, they became more specific. As he stood in his kitchen pouring coffee, his phone rang. His own voice whispered, "You're gonna drop the mug." James scoffed, then his hand twitched. The cup shattered against the floor. His stomach twisted into a knot. He didn't tell anyone. Who would believe him? The calls kept coming. The voice described things seconds before they happened. "You'll get a paper cut." He did. "The power will go out." It did. Then came the final call. James sat in his apartment, phone clutched in a sweaty palm, when the screen lit up again. His own number, his own name. Hands trembling, he answered. This time the voice was screaming. Agonized, guttural wails tore through the speaker. Then, silence. A soft, shaking whisper followed. "It's too late." The lights flickered. His reflection in the dark window moved, but he hadn't. Then his phone slipped from his hand. Because in the blackened screen, his reflection was still staring back at him, and it was smiling.